Hey there, I'm Jensen. Today is Monday, June 21st, and I have all the stories you need to know to get in the loop tonight. First, Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan weren't the only areas dealing with intense weather last night. Two severe storm systems created destruction this weekend. Here in the Midwest, a dangerous tornado touched down overnight in the Chicago suburbs. There were reports of power outages, downed trees, and a lot of damage, including flooding at O'Hare Airport. In the south, Tropical Storm Claudette claimed at least 12 lives, including 10 kids. Authorities in Alabama say a hydroplaning car likely set off a chain reaction on the interstate. 8 children ages 4 to 17 were traveling in a small bus operated by the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranch. It got caught in the pileup. Only the ranch director who was driving survived, and she lost 2 of her own children in that crash. In a different car, another man and his 9-month-old daughter were also killed. And that storm spurred tornadoes too. One touched down in Brewtown, Alabama. It flattened homes, ripped off roofs, and tossed debris for miles. Tropical Storm Claudette is currently off the coast of Virginia and is expected to continue east into the Atlantic. And last night actually marked the first day of summer, and while it was a rough start for a lot of us here in the U.S., for folks in other parts of the country, they were able to find a little bit of serenity. Take a look at this. In Scotland this morning, people ignored COVID rules and jumped the fences at Stonehenge for this year's summer solstice. Archaeologists believe the ancient monument is aligned with the movements of the sun, and despite the gloomy weather, more than 100 people turned up to greet the sun. Normally, 30,000 revelers rock up to these ancient rocks during the annual festival to welcome the longest day of the year. And we're looking at a historical moment in the world of sports. Weightlifter Laurel Hubbard is the first transgender athlete competing at the Olympics. Hubbard was among 5 weightlifters confirmed for New Zealand's team for the Tokyo Games, and she'll also be the oldest weightlifter at the Games, but don't let that fool you. Hubbard will be ranked 4th in the women's heavyweight division. The competition in the women's 87 kilogram plus category will be held on August 2nd. And if you're like me and not quite fluent in the metric system, that's just about 191 pounds. And today was a big win for college athletes. This morning, the Supreme Court ruled the NCAA's limits on education-related benefits for athletes cannot be enforced. But to be clear, the ruling does not mean schools can pay athletes a salary. Instead, it applies to things like computers, graduate scholarships, tutoring, and study abroad programs. Until now, the amount of scholarship money schools could give a student athlete couldn't be more than the cost of attending the school. Now, because of this ruling, the NCAA itself can't stop schools from sweetening their offers to Division I basketball and football players with additional education-related benefits, but individual athletic conferences can still set limits if they want to. Now, the NCAA had argued that these extra benefits would just blur the line between college and professional sports as colleges try to lure in talented athletes with over-the-top benefits that were worth thousands of dollars. But even without the court's ruling, changes are already in the works for how college athletes are compensated. The NCAA is trying to amend its rules to let athletes profit from their names, images, and likeness. So that would let them earn cash for things like sponsorship deals and online endorsements, and for some athletes, that would be a whole heck of a lot more than those education benefits. And speaking of extra cash, today marks day 1 of Amazon Prime Day deals. That summer cyber sale is back and earlier than ever before. Last year, Amazon delayed Prime Day until October because of the pandemic, when pointing and clicking became the main way to shop. People are starting to head to physical stores again, but Amazon is looking to pull in Prime members with a host of new online offers. According to Adobe Analytics, 58% of consumers say they plan to shop online during Prime Days, and 31% expect to spend money from their stimulus checks. Amazon shoppers have until tomorrow night to find what they're looking for, but other giant retailers are getting in on the game too. Walmart has deals for days through Wednesday, Target's Deal Days ends tomorrow, and so does Kohl's Wow Deals. So if you're a bargain hunter, now is your time to shine. And of course, yesterday was Father's Day, and social media feeds were just flooded with tributes to dads, both living and past. And if you're looking for a tearjerker, check this one out from the oldest daughter of longtime Jeopardy host Alex Trebek. Nikki Trebek shared 3 pictures on Instagram months after his death. She wrote, "I will miss you forever. The world is not the same without you, but you sure left the most beautiful mark." One photo showed Trebek with a muskox, which she called his favorite mammal. But that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, hit that like button, and of course subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jensen, and now you're in the loop.